Hey everybody, King Curzon here. Today we're going to talk about Game of Sultans, right? More specifically, we're going to talk about Viziers. I get asked all the time three major questions, okay? How do I get stronger? How do I make my Viziers better? What Viziers should I invest in, right? How many Viziers should I invest in at a time, okay? So we're going to go over all those things and we're going to try to do it as quick as we can, okay? Let's hop right into it. Okay, so first question, how do I make my viziers stronger? Okay, by that I'm referring to their military power. This is how much damage they're going to do during your frontier events, right? Like your hunt and your siege, your campaign for your final bosses, your damage that the viziers are going to do to him, and more importantly, the damage they're going to do and the defense that they're going to provide for Union Wars. Okay, so the formula for this is calculated 5,000 times the vizier's level times the vizier's military talent level plus their attribute. Okay, so we can deduce from this, all right, that when you increase their level, you're increasing that multiplication factor by um, a lot. Okay, if your military talent is 50, okay, and that 5,000, each level that you increase your vizier's level is going to increase that overall number by 50 times 5,000, 250,000 for every level. Okay, so if you're 150, level 151 is worth 250,000 military power, right? It's a big number. Okay, now let's take a look at the military talents. Every time you increase that military talent, it's going to increase by 5,000 times whatever level you're at. Okay, so if you're level 200, every military attribute or every military talent that you increase and level up is going to increase you by 1,000,000 power each time. Every 1-star little enhancement badge that you upgrade on your talent is 1,000,000 damage in our Union Wars. Huge. Okay? Now the attributes is just a plus. So when you use a 500 attribute book, a 5,000 attribute book, right? You're increasing your military power by 5,000. That's it. That's all I got. You level up your consort, right? And increase their skills. Each one of those levels is worth like, what, 480, 240, something like that, depending on what one. You're increasing it by 240, 480. It's not really that worth it. If you want to grow your military power, you increase their level and you increase their military talent level. Okay, that's what's going to do the most damage. Okay, so you can do that in a number of ways. Leveling them up is easy. Okay, take a look at Payal here. Leveling them up, you hit the purple button. Instant gratification, as easy as that. Boom! Yay! More damage. Okay, now increasing their military talent level is a little bit more complicated. All right, so you have these talents. All right, you can upgrade them in two ways: with book XP, which is 100% success rate. Right, you're never gonna waste that book XP. Right, you're always gonna use it. Gonna win every time. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, but book XP is gained very, very slowly, right? If you go to the academy, you have a limited number of seats, right? And you only get 10 book XP every 3 hours. That is very slow growth, okay? If this guy happens to get picked for the arena and you kill a few guys with him, right? For every 3 of the enemy viziers you defeat, you get those chests that pop open, and you have a small chance of getting like 4 or 8 or 12 book experience from one of those, right? But again, like let's say you have a 5-star talent, that is going to take you a very long time to accumulate 1,000 book XP. Okay, that is very slow growth. Now you also have those little book XP little items that'll give you 50. That's great. That's a nice little supplement, right? But again, it's still very slow growth. Okay. The other option is enhancement badges. Okay. Military enhancement badges are the best way to increase this, the fastest way, right? Every time you get one, you use it on a guy and you get military power, right? Um, if you use it on the right military talent. See, for Lufty here, that's fine swordplay, okay? It is a 5-star military talent. Now, the higher level the talent is, the lower your chances of succeeding when using an enhancement badge. Okay, so I have 10 military badges here, right? I could use all 10 of these with only a 20% success rate. I have pretty fair odds of only getting one. That's pretty high risk. I mean, it's pretty high reward, right? But it's not a safe bet, and I don't like to be disappointed. So I don't invest in those. Okay, what I do invest in is 1-star talents. Take a look at a 1-star talent. I know it's not military, but it's the same odds. Okay, 100% success rate. Every time I use one of these, it levels up. If I have a level 200 Vizier, every time I use one of these badges, it's 1,000,000 military power. Remember? And if he's higher level, it's worth even more. Okay? And it's a safe bet, 100%. Every time you use it, instant gratification, money. Okay? But the one that I like to invest in the most is a 2-star talent. Okay? So for a 2-star talent, it's 50% success rate. Okay? So if I use 2 of these, there is a 25% chance that both of them are going to fail and I get nothing out of it. That sucks. But there's a 50% chance that one of them is going to succeed and one of them is going to fail, which it's a 2-star talent. One of them worked. I invested 2. I got 2 talents out of it. That's the same as if I invested it into a 1-star talent. But then there's also the 25% chance that both of them will succeed. Now that has doubled how much I'm getting out of these badges. So overall, you have a 75% chance of doing just as good or better than if you invested in a 1-star talent. That's pretty good odds, and that's why it's my favorite. I hit both of them, get them both a couple of times. It makes your day. It really does. Okay, so I'm gonna play with Payal here. I'm gonna level him up, increase his level, increase his military talent level, and show you the effect that it has on his military power. Okay, so you can see right here he's got 3.23 million military power. Okay, fair enough. Now let's go increase that by a lot. Okay, go to Viziers and Payal. Okay, so we are going to just spend all of those badges and see what it does. That was a lot of successes. I spent 10 and yeah, did a lot there. That was good. Okay, so let's see what just increasing his military talents, see what kind of effect it had on his military power. 14.5 million. Okay, that's a fantastic increase. We increased it by 7, so 14 military talent levels, and it increased it by this is substantial amount, like 11 million, right? Great, fantastic. Now let's add increasing his level. Okay, I'm just gonna mash this purple little button here and increase him as much as I can with 320 million. Just keep pushing that button. Can upgrade him. Can't promote him right now, but let's see what kind of effect it had on it. Okay, go back to the campaign. Okay, and look, he moved up. Now it's 18 million. Okay, so we gained 40 something levels, right? Which was fairly cheap. It only came out to, it was about 100 million, right? And increased by a few million military power. That's fantastic. That's great. Okay, now I also want to add, I have a whole bunch of military attribute books, right? I got a bunch of them, okay? I'm going to use them all, and we'll see the kind of effect that that had. You know, forget that. Let's just go to him specifically. Okay, wards. Okay, we'll use all the military on him. Okay, that was all the military I had, and as you can see, he's still 18 million, right? Like adding that plus military attributes at the end of the formula, right? Increasing just his military attribute with a book or with your consort, it's not helping him really deal much more damage at all. It's all in the level of the Vizier and the military talent level. Okay? Okay. So, that information in mind, which Viziers do we pick? Which Viziers are worth the investment of our badges and our book XP and our gold? Okay. First off, we're going to stay away from Viziers that have military talent 3 stars and up. It's just not worth the investment of military badges, and it's very slow growth for book XP. Okay, we're going to stick to Viziers that have 1 and 2 star military talents. Okay, it cuts the Viziers down to about 13 different ones, right? Out of those 13, pick 6. Okay, we're going to pick 6. We're going to really focus on 2, kind of 3, right? The reason we're doing this, all right? We have 4 different attributes that we need to focus on, okay? There's the military, there, which is the most important, right? There's research, definitely really important because that's for our gold and that's how we level up our Viziers, okay? And then there's politics. Politics is important for the Union contribution to increase your defense on Union wars, okay? And then lastly, prestige. That's how you get more troops for your campaign mode, right? So you've got military, which is going to be focused on everybody because it's important. And then you're going to have the politics, research, and prestige, okay? So one of your guys, one of your Viziers, your best one, okay, your main man, he's going to be focused on the military power and research. Your next guy is going to be focused on military and politics. And then your third guy is going to be focused on military and prestige. Okay? So you want to have 2 of those main ones, the ones that are military and research and military and politics. You put all of your research badges on your first guy. You put all of your politics badges on the second guy. You put all of your prestige on the third. Okay? So you're leveling up 3, but the military talents that you're accruing, you basically put them on the main 2. This guy's like a backup, but he is taking that prestige badges. Okay? So you're investing in those 3. Now I said 6, right? Well, your Vizier has a maximum amount of talents that he can accrue, right? Depending on his level. At 100, right? At level 100, you can promote him, okay? But first, before you promote him, he has a maximum of 50 talents. And then when you promote him at level 100, he can have 100 maximum talents, okay? So the more you level up your research and your politics and your prestige, the less room you have for military power. and that could be dampening his effectiveness, right? Especially in endgame content, right? If he can have a maximum of 400 military talents and you've put in 200 of research, well, I mean, he's still strong, but he could be a lot stronger. And remember, the research can be spread among other guys, right? That's not a big deal. We want to really focus on that military power in savoring form, but we want to benefit from that research as well. So what I do is at level 100, okay, the maximum that I will put into his second stat that I'm focusing on, okay, is 30. When he hits 150, I'll up that by 15. So it'll go in increments with each promotion. So 30, 45, 60, so on and so on. So with that being said, you have those second tier, I'll call them the second tier guys, right? You picked 6, your top 3. Well, once you reach that level where let's say you're level 100, and you've reached that 30 talent with your research, start investing in your second research guy, right? Maybe he's your 4th best. Invest in him a little bit. And that's kind of the way you space out and grow those guys, right? Don't invest in much more than that, okay? Okay, so I said pick 6, right? And I'm going to give you my recommendations for that, all right? Number 1 best guy I can think of is Hadim, okay? And reasons being for that. Hadim has 2-star military talent. Remember that, positive risk, okay? And then he also has 2-star in research, in prestige, and then 1 in politics. He can fit any bill that you want him to, right? But the reason I like him the most is he also has this extra 5-star military talent. Now, probably not going to invest anything in that, right? Because again, it's really risky for badges and it's slow growth. But it's an extra 5-star bonus, right? That you got for free. You didn't have to invest anything and you got that extra, right? So at level 200, that's 5 million military power that cost you nothing. Awesome. Okay. Second guy I really like is Veli, right? Veli has kind of the same thing, the same reasons that I like Hadim. He's just 1 star less on his second military talent, so it puts him just under Hadim. Okay. Third best guy, highly recommend, is Payal, right? Payal is a wild card. He's got 2-star and everything. You can use him for whatever you want. Okay. More honorable mentions, my second tier, if you will. I'm going to recommend Amalek. If it'll let me pick him. Yes. Amalek. He can 1 or 2-star in everything, right? And an extra bonus to politics. Okay. Lala. Same thing. 1 or 2-star every single talent and an bonus to prestige. And then lastly, Kane. This pretty boy right here. 1-star talent in military, 1 or 2-star in everything else, and a bonus 6 stars on prestige.